Welcome to American Whiskey. As always, I'm your favorite host in the whole entire world, Big Sturg. The boys will be tuned in and watching. You're just not in studio. But tonight I want to introduce my boy, Rich Regal. What's up, brother?
What's up? How you doing, brother?
Yeah. So sit back, relax, grab a whiskey, grab a beer, grab a drink of choice. Sit back and let's chill tonight. It's going to be a good one. It's a little bit different one. We don't have a distiller on here, so that's kind of interesting. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. So let's get started. All right. So here we are, guys. We're back in studio. Rich, I call this off the wall studios just because you just never know what the hell is going to come out of my mouth. So we just nicknamed it off the wall studios. But I feel honored that you're here, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. And, you know, I know you're a busy man, so I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to be here. We obviously got to meet recently and didn't really get to talk too much there. And now we get to chit chat, if you will.
That's right. Yeah. Now, so let me see something here. Rich, I know you're like, you've got like, we just said you got like 500 things going on in your life. And it sounds like you're a guy with a lot of hats, a lot of talents. I think that's clear. But for the ones that are listening tonight that may not, know what it is that you're involved in, they could be listening tonight. And I want to give you an opportunity to kind of introduce yourself and tell us, what it is that you do, all the different hats you're wearing.
Well, first off, can I curse on here?
Absolutely.
Well, first off, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get this straight.
Hey, listen, when you have a picture of yourself on your wall, bro, it's clear that you're a badass, dude. Look, I got one on me too back here. So,
actually, what's cool is about you asked about this logo and things. They're all steel. They're all gifts.
Really?
People gotten me. Like I've got signs all over the studio that are gifts that people have gotten me, and that's what most of the decoration in here is.
That's what this is. This was a gift for the boys here in the studio.
Yeah, that whole thing is amazing, dude. I love it.
You were honored to get that. That was my mother-in-law. She's pretty much an angel. So, but yeah, it's the best kind of gift, man. When you can get somebody that's like really into your craft and you get those kind of things, man. There's nothing more heartwarming than that. So yeah, man, you can fucking say whatever you want on this bad boy, man. So just tell us about what kind of hat you're wearing, and don't worry about what offending anybody on here.
Well, first off, since we're talking about hats, this is the new hat with the new line. Just shameless plug there.
Yeah.
With the new shirt, out with the new sweatshirt and the new sweatpants. Just saying. But no, I'm a 20-year tattoo artist, veteran tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for 20 years in my hometown with my own studio. 5-time award winning on tattoos, I believe. I've never really done tattoos to compete. I done tattoos. I started out doing tattoos out of necessity because I hurt my back real bad, and they said I wasn't going to walk if I kept doing the job I was doing because I was a block layer. Mm-hmm. Got into this and fell in love with the industry and the artwork of it and the freedom of being able to come to work in my sweatpants if I want to, and that's just what it is. And then merged into music, started managing some people, and started throwing some shows and lightweight DJing and just having a good time. Really, it was just a reason for me to get drunk at first. And then it became a business, and then it became, I have my own alcohol. So it all full circle.
I think that let's talk about that. Pull that up for the camera there again. This is your Regal Agave that you have partnered with Lawrence Pritchard over at Flat Rock Distilling Company. Is that correct? Make sure
Yes. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I mean, how did this come about for you and Lawrence, and kind of where do you see this going in the future?
Well, there's a mutual friend that me and Lawrence had that I've been friends with for years that kept trying to make the connection. And I was, trying to make the connection. Lawrence was trying to make the connection, and we were all just so busy. It's probably been about 5 years, and we were trying to find the right fit. And I was building my career, so I was trying to show my worth. And then this mutual friend called me up one day and said, "Hey, what do you think about an agave, not a tequila, an agave?" Um, and I was like, "I drink Patron normally, so that was my drink of choice." And I tried this, and this was way better, in my opinion. I don't put my name on anything that I don't believe in myself, and I really truly believed in the product. So it just kind of took off from there, and we've done some kind of light releases on it. We haven't gotten full bailment or anything yet, but we got the licensing to be able to distribute to liquor establishments and stuff. So we've been pushing it out. I'm just pushing the promotion. And there's actually a new evolution that just happened within the last week that is a big announcement that I was talking about the other day for the females. It's a little more female oriented. We are now merging with Flat Rock Distilling Company again, and we're going to have the Regal Strawberry Glow. It's a strawberry infused moonshine.
Sounds like dirty.
So now we've got a little bit of both sides. You know, I've always been an agave drinker, and I absolutely love this. But some people like the fruitier flavors, and it's not like a flavored moonshine. This is an infused moonshine. It's made with the strawberries. It's got a very distinct flavor, and we tried to come up with a name and what we wanted to keep on this line. So we were like, why not do Regal Strawberry Glow? The glow of the moonlight created this. So that's going to be the new line.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about the Regal Agave's availability and kind of what is the goal locations that you're kind of working on. I know it's tough to get these bottles out and about, but I know everyone listening is probably going to want a bottle, and is not only where is it available, where is it going to be available, what can we do to help as a consumer of these products to get it on the shelves?
Yeah, I'm learning. Lawrence is teaching me there's a lot of legalities, obviously, as we know, and especially in the alcohol world. So I'm learning all these legalities. Like I said, we're working on bailment to get it into liquor stores. Right now, I can sell it to any bar or pub or anywhere that has a liquor license to purchase and sell. I'm now a solicitor in the state of Ohio, but that's only for the state of Ohio right now. As of right now, it looks like we're going to be in, I think, 5 different liquor stores, and we're putting together right now to be doing meet and greets and tastings at a lot of these liquor stores here in the next few months.
Awesome.
So everybody, make sure you're paying attention for that, because we need y'all to come out, purchase, taste it, see let everybody know what you think, so that we can keep building.
Yeah, and that's the goal. I mean, you can't continue to build without support, and that's the biggest thing, especially when you're trying to reach with your agave out there, because it is a tricky thing getting these bottles on the shelves everywhere else. So guys, if you have the opportunity to go out and it's relatively close, first off, go to Flat Rock, go check it out. I mean, if you're in Ohio, you can make it over there, and the surrounding states, you can make it over there in not that long. You can make a nice trip. It's a good area. It's a good spot, to try to do your sorry, I'm getting tripped up because everyone's telling me my sound is terrible. I don't understand. But we're gonna keep chugging. So, but yeah, let's shout out Lawrence, because I know that's the guy that you're working with, and you guys are really putting a lot of time into this, and Flat Rock Distilling. And I want to tag our boy Von Davis too at Schoolhouse Farms, because I think even some of his products inside of that agave, or at least the very least inside of some of the products that Lawrence is kind of putting out. So that's been really cool to see local farmer getting involved like that. So, but yeah, man, that's awesome. I can't wait to get a bottle of this, man. It looks good.
Oh man, it's so I like I said, I'm very picky,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know, man. And I tried it, and I was like, is it really that good, or is it just a mental thing because we're trying to merge here?
Yeah.
And I went back and I tried it again, and I'm like, and I had all my friends try it. That most of my friends are unofficial connoisseurs of the alcoholic beverage.
Mhm.
Um, so, and everybody, it's the same consensus, and some of them are very critical, and every one of them are like, "Wow, like I did not expect that."
Yeah.
So, like I said, Lawrence is definitely the mad scientist, and then Vaughn and everybody. Like it takes a village to raise a child. I tell people that all the time about the music, and it's the same thing with this. I didn't do this. Lawrence didn't do this. We all together, between the farmers, which this is Ohio grown corn that makes this, by the way. That was one of the big key factors that made me want to lean towards Lawrence and Flat Rock is because it's an Ohio-based company, and it's the core of it is being derived from Ohio corn. That's the base of everything. And I'm a very proud Ohioan, OH. So, so anything that's relative to my home state or anything, it draws me to it. Um, so I really believe in the product. Like I said, that's one of the biggest things for me is if I don't believe in it, I can't put my name on it. I'm a very honest person, sometimes a little too honest. Shout out to everybody I'm watching on Facebook too. I see y'all with the IOs, baby. OH, baby, yeah. Um, I'll be missing the game this weekend because I'll be in that state up north performing in Lansing.
I don't know if
with
that
my
helps, guys. I just changed out a mic cable. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if it doesn't help. I don't know.
I can still understand you, so
Yeah, that's good. I just keep getting comments on here, so if we'll get it figured out at some point, but obviously we get to hear you, so that's the main goal here. So you know, we're gonna shift gears for a second here, and talk about something that I'm pretty excited about, because I'm a music guy. You're clearly a music guy, and if you got a chance here, man, I'd love to talk a little bit about that if you're cool with it.
yeah, let's do it.
So
That's what we're here for. Let's talk about it.
that's right, man. So I know you've been on multiple different tracks with guys like Jelly Roll, Struggle, Jennings, Lil White, Big Murph, and I want to talk about that. And one of those guys, Jelly Roll. Look at this dude. I mean, he's just completely blown up the music scene, and you've got the opportunity to work with him before. Lil White, he's been around forever. I've been listening to Lil White for a long ass time. So I want to talk about.
What's funny, I don't mean to cut you off, but what's funny is you say Jelly Roll and Little White. I actually met Jelly Roll because I was booking Little White years ago, and he was like, "Hey, you got to check out my homie Jelly Roll." So we brought him up here to Ohio and stuff with a couple other friends that put up the money and made it happen. So that's how I met him, was through Little White. He was signed to White's label at that time,
So
and he was
how'd you meet Struggle, Jennings?
Struggle. I met through Jelly when we brought Jelly up the first time. Struggle came up. This was before the century and all that. Um, that was the chubby Struggle that most people don't know.
I like I like the chubby Struggle, man. I bet he put out some good albums then.
Yeah, and with those guys, all of those guys have been some of the biggest helps and inspirations in my career. I've done dozens and dozens of Struggle shows, Jelly Roll shows, Little White shows. I've booked them myself. I've helped book them. I've been on shows with them,
Mhm.
and just watching them and how they move and how they conduct themselves, and certain meticulous things that they do. I pick up on that. I pay attention to everything,
Yeah, you got to.
and I try to utilize. There's a difference between using someone and utilizing a situation.
Right.
You're using someone, you're just taking and not giving. I always try to bring as much as I can to the table, and then be like, okay, what else is on the table that I can utilize that's going to help me, that's not going to step on anybody's toes.
Yeah. So
And these help me a lot,
yeah,
along with other artists that I've worked
and I'm
with.
sure you kind of learn that process as the years have gone. You learn how to work with these guys, and because you don't want to step on toes and make it seem like you're trying to use somebody. To be honest with you, I wasn't trying to be all fangirl when we talked, but it's super. It's an honor for me to just because, like Little White, I've been literally listening to him since I was in middle school. And it's it's really cool for me. So it's just an opportunity, and I'm
Well,
go ahead.
and that's like you said. I've been listening to White since probably about middle school too. And right now, I want to take a second. I know we're talking about alcohol and everything, but I want to give a big shout out to White because he recently went to rehab, got clean. He is completely sober, or sober. He's sober from. I just did a couple shows with him. We'll be with him this weekend, and this is the best Little White I've ever seen. He's focused. He's hungry.
Right.
He's right on the head. And so I'm very proud of him as a friend, not even just on a business level, but as a friend, he's killing it. So shout out White.
So Dylan, if you're listening, my boy Dylan, he's normally in studio. Him and Uncle Joey, not tonight. But Dylan, if you can at him on the comments there below, I don't know what the odds are he sees that. But congratulations to him. It's not easy to get sober and change life. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm on an antibiotic right now to where I can't drink for 10 days. And it's tough. It's tough not to be able to crack open a bottle or do whatever it is that you do. Kind of like, but sometimes people they gotta shift gears, right? They gotta shift gears to better themselves as a person. And it's different for other people. I mean, some people can do their thing and it's not affecting things, but to be able to be the man or the woman that you are and become sober is, it's never short. It's nothing short than really a miracle. And it shows you what a strong person that you really truly are. So shout out Lil White. That's awesome. So, while we're talking about music, I'd love to hear the story on how it got started for you. I mean, is this something that you've just always done, or did you kind of just walk into it somehow?
Well, I'm going to give you a quick run through because I'm actually filming this week my own video telling the whole in-depth story. But the quick version is I was promoting shows, and I started out doing MMA events. I was the CEO of a local MMA group here. We went all over the place, throwing fights, doing this and that. Then we started incorporating a DJ, and then incorporating some live music. Well, with that, I was like, oh, I can do this in some of the bars locally. I'm getting over being sick this weekend, so bear with me.
Oh, bro, it's
but it just was it seemed really fast of a merge, but it kind of took a while. But it seemed like everything happened so fast to where next thing you know, I'm doing a song with these guys, and I wasn't even a rapper or anything. And we took the song and pushed it out, and it was a remix of an old rap song, and people really loved it. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm a rapper now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I started, I was with a group, FHSP, stood for Fuck Haters Stack Paper. So it was just a hip hop way of saying, worry about your own self and not everybody else. And we kind of went separate ways with our music. And I was like lost. I was like, I don't know where to go with my music. Well, I'd done a couple shows with Georgia Boys, the Lax, and I'd been listening to that stuff. And I'm like, man, this is the stuff. I live in the country. I live in a single wide trailer in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wait a second. You're telling me it's cool to talk about my life?
Mm-hmm.
So I started talking about my life, the way it really, not that I was fake before, but I was talking more about partying and that kind of stuff. And
like it was like trap, like a little bit like trap music, maybe.
Yeah, swag music.
Yeah, swag. I got you.
Don't ever hold that against me.
Hey, no one here's doing. I'm not holding it against you, man.
But yeah, it just kind of evolved, and plus, as artists and humans, we all mature.
Mm-hmm.
So as I matured, I started thinking, I was like, if I'm going to make this legacy of this music, do I want to keep making music just about partying?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. So then it just merged talking about my life. And
I think you've also kind of moved. You just brought the "Looking for Love." You just dropped that music video, and really, that's not even a rap song. It looks like you kind of dabbled into. I would kind of call that country, right? And dude, I fucking love that song. It's literally my number one played song right now, in my iTunes or my Apple Music. So that's pretty cool to see you do that too, kind of transition into that, because not a lot of people have the confidence to be able to do both of those, rap and then do that. So that's pretty cool too. And one of my biggest questions: are you going to come out with a full album of that?
I don't have an answer for that because I don't know yet.
Okay.
Um, that song, I've got to give the confidence of that song to a singer songwriter that I look up to a lot. That's local here. We've been friends for years. His name's Terry Douglas. He's with the Terry Douglas Band, and he's one of the greatest singer songwriters that I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do something different. I didn't know what. I had this melody in my head, and I had found this beat, and I went over to his house, he has a private studio in his house, a really, really nice one at that. Went over there, and it was a different vibe. The wood, it's wood walls, like rough lumber. It looks like a cabin in there. He can pick up the guitar and pick away at it, and I wouldn't say he co-wrote it with me, but he definitely was a very, very large influence on. There were so many things in that song that I was like, "Oh man, I can't do that. That's too much." And he's like, "No, you're killing it. Keep doing that." I probably would have never put that song out if it wasn't for Terry.
Yeah, you do it. The first drop was that at Far in the Bottle. The first time you.
No, but it was short. It was real close. It was right
when you started out with that song, my wife and I looked at each other. We're like, "That is money. That's a good one." Because it seemed a little personal. I mean, all the lyrics in that song. I mean, if you watch the music video, it even feels more personal. I mean, it's from the slice of pizza being with family and friends. I mean, it's that to me is what I love about music. The fact that you can put your heart and your soul out there for others to listen to, because maybe they're also feeling that same kind of way too. I don't know how many listeners you have, but I'm sure you have a pretty loyal following, and I could see why for sure.
Yeah, all 5 of my fans really rock hard for me. So
I know that's shit. Just to let you know, I know that's a bunch of bullshit. I've seen some of these shows, man. I've seen you packing houses and bringing out crowds, man, and you can tell they fucking love your stuff, dude. Like you can tell they're banging it when they're there, and they're waking up the next day calling off work because they can't talk. So.
Well, I feel like a lot of the reaction that I get from people about my music and just me in general, I owe a lot to being told I wouldn't be nothing more than a white trash motherfucker the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. But Jelly Roll actually said something at the very beginning of his career, and he said it on a couple songs too, but he had said it to me before I'd ever heard it on a song. We were in a room one day, and this was, $100 feature days.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what, Bubba? This rap shit is easy. You just got to tell the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was, holy shit. That's it. I just don't try to be something I'm not.
Right.
When I started White Trash Mofo as a slogan or whatever people want to call it, a lot of people were like, that's never going to go anywhere.
Right.
That's never going to go anywhere.
Do you know?
You tell me white trash motherfuckers everywhere that have been told they can't do it?
Dude, let me tell you something. It's like that in all avenues of people's lives. And you can either do one or two things. You can either believe what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? You can believe the fact that they're telling you that you're not going to go anywhere. because you can do that. You can choose to be that person.
Yeah.
It makes you somewhat not a coward necessarily, but if you're not willing to better yourself and do the things that you love and that make you happy, and be willing to have the haters, you got to be able to accept the haters because they're watching too. And that's one thing that I've learned in this podcast world is I have a lot of haters, but you know what? I think it was Big Easy. One of my buddies, he told me one day the haters are watching too, bro. He's like, they can't hate if they're not watching. Like, so it's, you got to be willing to better yourself, better your craft, and that's what you don't like when you drop the Hot in Here remix. Yeah, that was pretty fucking sweet. But it was just like every song that I would listen, I could hear it better. It's better. It's better. It's better. And then you drop the Looking for Love, and I'm like, damn, man. It's like you can tell that you're not you can hear the haters. You're letting them talk, and you're really letting the people that love your shit, um, really fuel you, drive. But you can let the haters drive you too. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, I think.
And it's hard sometimes. It's not so hard for me nowadays, but it is hard for people to ignore the hatred because it does cut deep. Some things that some people say cut really deep, even though I don't really give two shits.
Yeah,
it still cuts deep. Like, but one thing that I've learned, especially recently, is hatred never comes from above. It always comes from below.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that before, but now in my life right now, that is the truest thing ever because there's people that hate on me that might be ranked higher than me on certain things.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I've been in a relationship for 25 years and I love my wife. I love my kids. I have a great relationship with my kids. I have a great relationship with my friends. I appreciate every one of my friends. I've had a very blessed life. Now, that's not saying that I didn't earn it. I know I earned it. And it's taken me a long time to realize that. And the people around me are the ones that have helped me realize that, especially as of late, that we all deserve. Did that kick off?
No, you're there. You're still there, bro.
Sorry. But we all deserve to love ourselves and to appreciate ourselves. And when the hatred comes, it's coming from below. Even if it may not look like it sometimes, it's definitely coming from below.
Yeah. And I didn't ever expect to go on this route here, but I could show you my inbox and show you a lot of people that I know when we first met I had a big old beard. I ended up having to shave that beard because some piece of shit guy that owed money to some moonshiners he stole the money from some moonshiners, and I got him on a podcast, got him to say that he was going to pay the debt, and the moonshining community didn't believe him. But I never had any beef with this guy, so I said, you know what? I'll shave my beard off if this guy doesn't pay. Well, he didn't pay. I had to hold the end of the bargain up. It kind of hurt, man, because that's my beard's my beard, man. It's kind of creates the Big Sturg, right? And you could have seen how many piece of shits out there were in the box just over a beard. You know what I'm saying? Just over shaving the beard off. But then if I could have showed you all the support and the love and that's what I'm like, keep the fucking hate coming, baby, because it's fueling me, and there's double that in the support. So, and I know for a fact you're seeing that because you're reaching hundreds of thousands of people, and and it's not a million, right? I mean, your music's out there for everybody. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna get people on Facebook that are gonna leave trashy comments, right? You're gonna see that, and you're going to either fuel it, or you're gonna allow it to fuel you, or you're gonna allow it to shut you down, right?
Well, here's a prime example of this, and it's crazy how, like I said, I pay attention to everything. Mm-hmm. And there's a movie that my kids watched, but mainly my son watched till it wouldn't play anymore. It's called Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
So if anybody's ever watched this movie, what's the concept of the movie? The concept is scare tactics, scare these kids to get these screams to fuel the community.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the movie, what happens? They find out that laughter and positivity is 10 times stronger of a power.
Yeah.
Something as small, as simple as a kids movie like that, when you look at it the right way, that tells the story of life.
Yeah.
Like positivity will always win. It's not the easiest to do.
Yeah.
It's easier to do the negative. But if you can do the positive, you're going to get a way better result.
Now I want to watch Monsters Inc. It's been a minute.
Oh, dude, I can tell you every word. Like Mike Wazowski. I need your paperwork, Mike Wazowski.
So you are not only are you a rapper and a tattoo artist, but you're also, what's her name?
I don't know. She's the receptionist lady.
I thought she's like a sloth or whatever. I know you're talking about. That shit's funny.
Yeah, I don't know what she is, man. I don't know what half that stuff
Ever do
is,
a third one? You could probably audition for her. Honest, bro.
I'm gonna audition as to be the new Jabba the Hutt.
Well, you just ruined doing that, bro, because you sounded just like her. That was wild. So, you know, while we're on the topic of music, man, what has been your biggest accomplishment this far into this this music industry, man?
My biggest accomplishment. Every single message that I've ever gotten from somebody that said, "You saved my life."
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the biggest thing that I've gotten from it. You know, I've gotten money, I've gotten exposure, I've gotten, you name it. You know, it's all came. I've stood on stages with some of the biggest artists. Some of the biggest moments that I've ever had with other artists and with very influential people will never be seen on video, and a lot of times won't be talked about. There's conversations that I've had with people that have changed my life. Mm-hmm. That it will never, there's no reason to speak about them because I took something from it that I needed to take from it that bettered my life, and they took something that bettered their life.
Yeah, for sure.
That's into that, but it's definitely the amount of people that I feel like reach out that I've helped, whether it's my words or the work or the music or a tattoo that I might have put on them or whatever it may be. That's my greatest accomplishment in business. Now, my greatest accomplishment in life is last year, my youngest graduated high school. Both my kids graduated. They're both well on their way to doing great things. You know, me and my old lady have been one hell of a partnership. We, you know, obviously everybody goes through, you know, young stages. We were 17 years old when we had our first kid. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. But you can't meet anybody that has ever met my kids and say that they're not respectful, hardworking. It's yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and no, sir. And it's not like we, you know, beat our kids or anything like that. Yeah. I think I've very rarely ever had to whip our kids. My daughter, you couldn't even whip her butt because she would just vomit because she gets nervous and she vomits. So we didn't want to clean up vomit, so we just wouldn't even yell at her. And she learned by positive reinforcement. Both of the kids did, I feel like. Yeah. And I'm a real asshole. I don't know how. It's probably more my wife. I'll give her that credit because I just screamed a lot and bitched a lot.
I know that life.
And she definitely was more of a charismatic with the kids, and she's taught me a lot about being a parent. You know, how to listen to the kids. And I try to take everything into consideration. So, just the fact that my kids are prevailing, that's definitely the greatest accomplishment in my life.
Well, you met my kids. You know, that's something that I think as a father, it's something you worry about. It's something that, you know, just trying to. There's kids are so innocent and they're so perfect that it's a scary thought of them getting older and moving on in life. And you just want the best. You want the best. Well, sometimes, you know, they take the wrong turn or they make some mistakes and hopefully they learn from it. But I know having 4 kids of my own, all 9 and under, yeah, I can only imagine what that feeling would be like the one day where they're moving on, they're successful, and you can look and say, baby, we did it. You know what I'm saying? We knocked this one out of the park. And, like you said, just like with anything in life, you said, you had a great relationship with your wife, or you do, and there's a lot of ups and downs and stuff, but that's like that in anything in life. I got a buddy here sitting here, just listening to the podcast tonight, and, he's,
I've got a buddy here too. Wave.
over there, come here. What's up? Yo.
Hey, what's happening?
This is Brian.
This is Jay.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good yourself?
Good, man. So that's something I can attest to, man. It's like, every relationship can be good, it can be great, and it can be bad. But the stuff that you let strengthen, man, things get better, when you tweak it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
Support. Like, I got a good friend here that's supportive. You got to find the good people. My brother and I were just talking about that. It's like, you got to find the people in your life that are going to add to your craft and that are going to support you with the shit that you're fucking doing. Like, it's simple as that. If you're trying to better yourself and you surround yourself with people that are the opposite of what you're trying to become or do, I'm sure the guy right there probably that's listening or talking, that was just talking over in your place, I'm sure he's supportive. I'm sure that he's bettering you.
Dude, just this last weekend alone, my truck broke down the night before we were going to Chicago and Wisconsin. And he goes, here's my truck again.
Yeah. Yeah.
No questions asked. Hey, go take my truck. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
There's been multiple times, and I've got quite a few friends. Like I said, I'm very blessed to have the people that I have in my life.
Yeah.
And, any one of them, I bitch a lot, like I said, but any one of these guys would take a bullet for me, and vice versa, at the drop of a dime. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, whatever we got to do to make it happen.
Exactly. You surround the people that are going to better you, man, that are willing to have your back when it's needed. I mean, let's be honest, there's stages in life where you gain friends and you lose friends, so maybe you could be the same. Like, maybe somebody else, you're not fitting in for them, they're trying to do something that's just not working. So friends come and they go, but and I'm sure you're seeing that, but it's really opened up Uncle Joey, Justice League, my 2 other co-hosts, and myself's eyes. And one thing that I've noticed over the last 6 months, I've been podcasting for 6 years, but over the last 6 months, I have noticed how many good people there really truly are out in the world. It's like running into you, and now you're willing to give me opportunity. I'm giving you the platform, and Sean Rigsby, shout out to him, Lawrence, all these guys that we've had come through our podcast, man. It's been a fucking blessing and nothing short of that. So, this one was probably one of my most exciting ones, just because I love your music. I love the people that you rock with, and can't wait to catch one of your shows for sure.
Well, that's what I said. Like you said, surrounding yourself with people. Jay's over here taking my agave.
Look at that. I saw that. He said, whoops. That was awesome.
But just like the whole team, like this weekend, there was 4 of us that went up. Me, my DJ Moneyface Boogie. Shout out to the greatest DJ ever. I promise you, he's the reason why I look good on stage.
Not if you listen.
And then I've got, we've got a new drummer that's with us. We call him Nameless because we always come up with names for everybody, and we couldn't come up with a name, and his name was just James. And I'm like, James ain't no bro. So I said, your name's Nameless until we come up. And we gave him the name Nameless at the Farm to Bottle Festival.
So that was your new drummer?
Yeah, that was the first show he did with us.
Very cool.
And he fit in so well that this weekend was the first time he got to go out, and it was just us fellas going out, not the whole big squad, us going on the road and doing this. And then there's Kobe, that is like not even human, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Like, this guy just literally he catches on to everything so quick. He's the one that puts all the stuff on the stage, make sure it's where it's at, make sure I've got what I need no matter what, right there. He's choreographing so much stuff behind the scenes that people never get to see those guys. Same thing with like Jay that's sitting right here. If he's at the show, just tonight, he's like, "Hey, let's prop this up. You need an ashtray. We need this. Let's roll on. Make sure these guys. It takes a village to raise a child, and the child is this career. So, and these guys know when it happens, and we're to the point where I can put them in really, really good positions. They help put me in a really good position. So it's not about just me. It's about putting me into a position so that I can put everybody else into a better position.
Oh yeah, man, that's cool. It's just the partnership that you get with other people, man, and sometimes people clip, sometimes they don't. So I got to ask this dude, where's he at?
Who, Jay?
Yeah, where's he at? I want to know how good this was.
Right here.
How good was the agave?
Oh, it's awesome.
Is it good?
100 proof. Don't even need a chaser.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's that smooth.
Well, I had to ask. I seen somebody else drinking it, so that didn't have his face on the bottle. So I gotta ask when I see that.
Yeah, of course it's good.
Yeah, of course, man. I can't wait to try because I'd like to think the three of us. You were talking about nicknames. It's funny because we've all got nicknames here. Uncle Joey, his name's Jason. Dylan is Justice League, and I'm Big Sturg. But we all love. I can't wait to get a bottle because we love to review the bottles, man. We like to be honest about it and talk about the actual beverage itself and what it brings. So I'm excited
Where are you, if you don't mind saying it online, where are you located?
Springfield, Ohio.
Springfield, Ohio.
Springfield. Oh, I thought you said Stankola, and I'm like, where the hell is Stankola?
Over in Guatemala.
Next to Pennsylvania?
Springfield, Ohio. So yeah.
Oh well, that's easy, man. I'll have to make a special trip out and make sure you get to try some.
I have family in Coffee and Lancaster, so I heard you talking about those areas. So I'm in those areas too. So we'll
yeah, I was gonna say stop in and check out the tattoo studio one of these times.
Yeah, check out that guy there.
I need you to fix part of mine. So
we do that.
I knew you could. So before we get off here, because I don't think my audio has been the greatest, so I want to make sure I get people an opportunity to listen to the really good part, the audio that I know is going to be crisp and clean, so I can get off here and do that. But this is American and whiskey, and I created this idea for it over a year ago. And I brought my brothers on with me, and we really ran with this. But it's not just about the alcohol. It's not just about it's also about America. And the one question that I ask everyone that comes on the show, and I think it's a very important question. And I don't give a shit what your opinions are politically. That has nothing to do with this question. But I want to know what it is that you love about America, and what fuels you every day to wake up and be a part of the American society. I want to hear what your thoughts are on America and what you love about it.
I mean, it's America. I mean, it's that's actually a hard thing to answer because it's just America.
I don't ever.
We are quote unquote the greatest country in the world. We're free to, we're freer than just about anybody else has ever been. Mm-hmm. And just the fact that you can, whatever, like you said, whatever your people's beliefs are, the fact that you can, even if you're coming from another country and doing it legally and coming here and doing everything properly, you can build a life here. You can be, as an American, you can build a life here. There's so many places in the world where people don't have a chance. Mm-hmm. Here, I'm a firm believer that we have a chance to get up and go to work every day. That's what we have a chance to do. So as long as we get up and we put the work in, whether it's going to a job or whatever it is you do, as long as you're putting in the work towards it, you can grow here. Other places in the world, people don't get these opportunities. We wouldn't have this opportunity right now to have the belongings that we have, because a lot of places you're not even allowed to have your own personal belongings.
Yeah,
Like,
that really
oh,
hits it, man. You got to really think. Now, I mean, here in America, you can decide you want to be a music artist, and you can go buy the guitar, and you can go buy the amp, and you can buy the microphone, and strive to be that. Some countries you can't even buy a microphone and guitar. You can make a podcast, and you can make a run for it, and you can make things happen. Well, in a lot of countries, you're not going to be able to do that because they can't talk about stuff that we talk about. So I think you really hit that, Rich. I think it's so true that we have an opportunity to provide for our families, and we have the opportunity to chase dreams, and we have the opportunity to grow as a human. Some people don't. I think you really.
And the harder you work, the better the results. In anywhere else in the world, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Really, so.
At all. I mean, there's good countries out there, but there's also really shitty ones. So that's a fact.
Yeah. So, I haven't lived in these countries. I can't speak firsthand, but obviously America's in a different state right now than it's ever been. And it's scary sometimes. Our government's in a different place than it's ever been, and that's scary most of the time. But we forget sometimes that we do still have a lot of rights. We may be losing some here and there to this or that or whatever. Like I said, I don't want to get into that too much because people have their opinions. But
I don't give a fuck. Thank you. Like I said, whatever you want, man.
But it's fucked up as fucked up as things may be. We have to see through that darkness and realize we still are blessed to be Americans.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I will always love America. I may not always love the government. I may not always love certain things, but I love America, and I'm so glad that I, was raised here and had the opportunity to do the things that I've done.
Yeah.
Now I want to go see the rest of the world too.
Yeah, for sure. I need to get a tattoo from you that says laissez-faire, which means hands off, government hands off. It means they shouldn't be. The government shouldn't have shit to do with our everyday lives. So that's one of my favorite.
No, I totally agree with that. Oh, I'm going to have to get
that. I don't know how the fuck is.
I'll get it.
Here's a genius, so he probably knows, but I wouldn't know. I'd have to look it up how you spell it. I'd come in there and I'd be like LAIZEFAIR, and that's not even close to what it is. I'm sure, right? It's not, is it? Yeah, he looked at me and said, no. So,
well, that's like I after the first real tour I went on last year with Doobie and Kasky. Afterwards, I was like, you know what? I've never done anything design or anything. I'm gonna go buy me a pair of FO Sachis.
Mm-hmm.
My lady's like, that was a joke in the movie. They're not really spelled. It's like FO Sachi. I was like, yes, I know that. But it sounds way better than Versace. That sounds too classy. I'm trashy.
Right. You can't be a white trash and say it the right way.
Right.
Let's be honest here. There's at least a code. I mean, you got to follow it. So.
Oh, and now it's more white trash because my FO Sachis is BR Oak. Broke as hell.
I hear you on that. Everything in the stores are going up with my paycheck, so I know what that's like. So, Rich, I want to give you. Do you have anything else to add? If not, man, we'll hop off here and I'll get this edited and I'll get this up tonight.
Well, maybe a couple shout outs.
Go ahead, man. Shout anybody out.
More to the people that I haven't gotten to speak about too much, but Carl Keaton from Integrated Music Solutions. I seen he was in the chat. Integrated Music Solutions does a lot behind the scenes that people don't see. A big shout out to my old lady and all the family members of the people that helped me, because they put up with our shit of being gone, being grumpy when we get back because we're tired. So big shout out to all those people that put up with our shit, and shout out to everybody that puts up with me on a daily basis, because I'm a real asshole sometimes, and I know that, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because I'm gonna get us there.
I love it, man. I love it. I feel
But
like
I'm gonna bitch all the way there though.
oh, for sure. If my wife's listening, I'm surprised she hasn't agreed. She may have. She says all I do is bitch. So, it's just part of us. Okay, it's part of us
Yeah.
men. So, but Rich,
See, but the difference is people like us that bitch, but still do whatever it takes to fix whatever we're bitching about.
that's right. That's right. It's
Oh, yeah.
we're not sitting on our asses at home, not taking care of business. That's for a fact. I think it's pretty clear.
Yes, sir.
So, Rich, I hope you hop on here again. I'd love to get you in. And was it your son with the long hair that was DJing?
No, that's yes, that's my son. No, I'm just playing.
It's not your
No,
son.
he's actually just we met through music,
Okay.
and I mean, I would definitely say he's my brother at this point. If about as close of a brother as I could
You guys
possibly.
were rocking like you were family, dude. Like you guys were, you know, you guys really clicked. So that's really fucking cool to hear that you guys aren't at least brothers or something.
It's funny. Everybody, that's the one compliment we always get about me and him together is that you guys just work so well together. We can have full conversations without saying a word.
Yeah.
And we have probably rehearsed 3 times in 6 years.
Really? Well,
We don't rehearse. We don't even live in the same town.
Really?
We talk about 2 days before a show or events. We'll be like, hey, what's the rundown for this weekend? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
I love it.
Every now and then we get to, and there's a whole nother thing I could go on about that. Something that happened recently that brought us really close. But that's a whole nother episode we'll get into.
Hey, let's get them on here, man. I'll get my boys on here. You can get whoever on. We'll make this another episode to where my audio will be good by then. So
dude, that's an awesome sausage fest. Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it, man. It sounds like a good time, and let's make it happen soon, dude. I can. We'll make it happen. I know the boys are listening. I know they'll be excited to do something like that, and maybe I'll be able to get a little liquored up when we do it next time. So, Rich, I really appreciate you giving me time today. I know this is something you didn't have to do, and I know you're busy, man. I can see that on your Facebook and all your accounts, man. That you're a busy dude. You got a lot of shit going on, and you're giving me the small little podcast guy a chance, man. I appreciate that very much. So. But yeah, so
sure,
go ahead.
I just appreciate you guys being interested in, like I said, I'm just a poor white trash motherfucker. The fact that you guys, so many people are interested in what I've got going on and stuff, that's a blessing to me. Like I'm no different than anybody else. I just keep pushing towards my goals. That's it.
That's what.
And I don't even know what my goals are.
Yeah, hey, well, sometimes we just make them up while we go, right? I mean, this was
I'm just trying to get.
You said real fast. You know the Lack boys.
Oh yeah,
dude, that'd be fucking sweet to get them on. I listen to the shit out of the Lacks.
They're definitely in a league where it's a lot harder.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. So that when you said that you had talked to them, I was like, fangirl, like what? So that's
oh yeah, they're amazing live. They're amazing guys, and they're good dudes, like really great dudes.
So yeah, man, get your boys together. I'll get mine together. We're gonna get back on here sometime soon, and we'll just rock another show.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you. And this was a good time. And sorry for the audio, but I'll here in the next 45 minutes, I'll have one up it's gonna be crisp. So
sounds great, brother.
All right, brother. As always, I'm Big Sturg. This is Rich Regal. This is American Whiskey. Peace out.